Good morning Davao, Mindanao. Good morning North, South, East, and West. This is Gilbert Lopez Martije Cacho. For the headlines. Weather forecast. Easterlies affecting Mindanao. Local news. Real estate firms refutes claims of condo residents. Bypass project 22% complete. SIDC 4% completion rate. MINDA urged Acosta to hand over assets. National news. Mactan Rock not cause of creeks declaration. Cananga Town Leyte invites public to Kaanyag Festival 2024. International news. WHO confirms human case of bird flu in India. Vietnam president wants maritime disputes with China to be well managed. Entertainment news. Gen of BTS discharged from military. Walang Araw cast shares their favorite parts about playing their characters. And for the sports news, UC Con coach Dan Harley turns down Lakers. CC Rondina apologizes after SB19 comments. Featured stories. A woman should cast off her shame together with her clothes. Floating bamboo houses keep these indigenous tribes. Side stories and trivia. Lake Leonard. Weather forecast. Davao region will experience cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Possible flash floods and landslides due to moderate to at times heavy rains. Local news. A national construction firm refuted the claims of the residents of its development project here in Davao City that it did not cater to its clients when its condominium towers were affected by previous earthquakes in November and December 2023. In its email statement sent to Sunstar Davao on Thursday, June 6, 2024, DMCI Homes said that they had concluded measures to ensure the safety of the residents of Verdun Parks. The company said that after the earthquake on November 17, they determined that the building was sound along with their structural consultant, Marco Consulting Structure Engineering or engineers. They added that after December 2, 2023 earthquake, they activated their emergency response team, ERT, and established a command center at the building's clubhouse. By December 3, 2024, the Office of the Building Official, OCBO, visited the area and assigned a yellow tag to the Belvedere building. They then offered the affected residents the option to relocate to other buildings or provide 10,000 for those who chose not to relocate. They also deferred the monthly amortization for in-house financing clients and suspended payments for their clients as long as the building remained tagged yellow. Our team remains in constant coordination with OCBO and the Department of Human Settlement and Urban Development, to ensure all repairs met by highest safety standards, the MCI said. Bypass Road Project 22% complete. Davao City Bypass Construction Project has reached a 22% completion rate and is expected to be finished by the end of 2027 according to an official from the Department of Public Works and Highways DPWH. Engineer Benjamin A. Bautista, Project Director of DPWH, bare this during the Kapihan sa Davao on Monday morning, June 10, 2024 at SM City, Davao. He highlighted that the tunnel portion of the project is 50% complete, with the tunnel itself reaching 80% completion. Bautista explained that the tunnel construction involves excavation, the addition of concrete lining, and electromechanical installation. This tunnel will be completed by 2026, and for the entire Davao Bypass project, we are very confident that it will be completed by the end of the 2027, he said. He attributed the construction delay to the COVID-19 pandemic, noting that some equipment needed from Japan was not immediately available. The tunnel has a diameter of 10 km and can accommodate 2 lanes with a clearance of 5.03 meters, which vehicles exceeding this height will not be able to traverse the tunnel. SIDC 4% completion rate. The Department of Public Works and Highways DPWH reported that the Samal Island Davao City Connector SIDC project is currently 4% complete, with a target of completion date of September 2028. Engineer Rodrigo de los Reyes, Project Director for DPWH, said during the Kapihan sa Davao on June 10, 2024 at SM City, Davao, that delays have occurred due to prioritizing the bridge design. The design is 94% complete and should be finished by July 2024. Sa ngayon po ay nag-a-adjust kami ng konti kasi nagkaroon kami ng delay sa ating implementation ng ating design due to right-of-way issues. At any rate, we are confident na matapos tayo by September 2028. Currently, we have made some adjustment due to a delay in implementation caused by design and right-of-way issues. Still, we are confident that it will be completed by September 2028, he said. Despite of delay, the project budget remains unchanged at 23 billion, funded by China. De los Reyes expressed confidence in meeting the 2028 deadline. Minda urged Acosta to hand over assets. The Mindanao Development Authority, or MINDA, has urged its embattled chairperson Maria Belen Mabel Acosta to officially hand over the belongings and assets of the agency, despite Acosta's claims of pending legal matters yet to be resolved by the Davao Court. In a one-page letter signed by Cecilia Trino, Chief Administrative Officer, Administrative Division of MINDA, addressed to Secretary Acosta on June 7, 2024, it was stated that she must immediately return all the MINDA properties in her possession to the property unit, as a new leader has assumed the highest position appointed by President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. on May 13. In view of the appointment of Secretary Leo Tereso A. Magno as the new MINDA chairperson, we are respectfully requesting the turnover of all MINDA properties issued to you during your term and are still currently in your possession. Attached is the list of the said properties for your reference, the letter said. This also includes Acosta Google Drive accounts, where most papers and archives were digitally stored. Acosta, expressing her sentiment, posted her points on her Facebook account with proof of her disabled official email address at MINDA, stating, "This is happening now at the Mindanao Development Authority. Even my official email address at Minda has been disabled. There is still a pending court case, no final decision yet. National news. Mactan Rock not cause of creeks discoloration. The Environmental Management Bureau EMB7 said Mactan Rocks Industries Incorporated MR2 Tejero plants was not the cause of Tejero Creek's discoloration. However, the agency found several environmental violations of the treatment facility, such as lack of permit, according to EMB7 director. In a letter addressed to Cebu City Mayor Michael Rama, dated May 15, 2024, obtained by Sunstar Cebu on Tuesday, June 11, EMB7 Director Maria Victoria Abrera said, MR2 failed to secure a water waste discharge permit, hazardous waste registration certificate, and designate of pollution control officer. She said the water sample taken from the wastewater of the treatment plant during the joint investigation with the Cebu City Environmental and Natural Resources Office, CENRO, on April 7 was not milky white. During the time of investigation, the discoloration of the creek cannot be attributed to Mactan Rock. It was observed, however, that there are a number of households residing near the area of concern, which could have contributed to the discoloration, she said. She stressed that her office will continue to monitor the establishments within the area. Kananga Town in Leyte invites public to Kaanyag Festival 2024. The local government of Kaanga Leyte province is inviting the public to this year's Kananga Kaanyag Festival on Sunday, June 9, 2024 to celebrate the town's rich culture and tradition. Join us as we celebrate the rich cultural heritage and dynamic spirit of Kananga at the Kananga Kaanyag Festival 2024. It is set to dazzle audiences with vibrant performances and cultural showcases, said April Tan Huico, Municipal Tourism Officer. The Sunday event will feature a grand parade, street dance, grand ritual showdown, the announcement of the Miss Kananga Kaanyag Festival Queen 2024, fireworks displays, and an evening society and social activity. The participating contingents for the school-based category include Kananga District 3, Banay, Alimyon, Kananga District 1, Kanangahanong, Matahum, and Kananga District 2, Kaanyagong, Mananayaw. For the open category, the groups are C. Nan Jose, Tacloban City, Pundok, Ug Mukanon, Ormoc City, and Heriate Festival, Leyte, Leyte. International news. WHO confirms human case of bird flu in India. The World Health Organization on Tuesday said a case of human infection with bird flu caused by the H9N2 virus was detected in a 4-year-old child in the eastern India state of West Bengal. The patient was admitted to the public pediatric intensive care unit ICU of a local hospital due to persistent severe respiratory issues, high fever, and abdominal cramps in February, and was discharged 3 months later after diagnosis and treatment, the WHO said. The patient had exposure to poultry at home and in his surroundings, and there were no known person reporting symptoms of respiratory illness among his families and other contacts, the agency said. Information on the vaccination status and details of antiviral treatment were not available at the time of reporting, WHO added. This is the second human infection of H9N2 bird flu from India, with the first in 2019, the agency said. Vietnam president wants maritime disputes with China to be well managed. Hanoi, Vietnam. Vietnamese President Tu Lam on Tuesday told Chinese ambassador to Hanoi, Zhong Bu, it was important that maritime disputes were managed well and each country's interests were respected, his office said in the statement. China is Vietnam's largest trading partner, but the two communist-ruled neighbors have been embroiled in a year-long maritime dispute in the South China Sea. Lam said at a meeting in Hanoi that the countries needed to respect each other's legitimate interest, the statement said. The two sides need to actively seek satisfactory solution in accordance with international law, Lam said in the meeting. On Thursday, the Foreign Ministry had said it was deeply concerned over the presence of a Chinese survey vessel in Vietnam's exclusive economic zone. Entertainment news. Jin of BTS discharged from military. Jin of BTS on Wednesday got discharged from the South Korean military after 18 months of service. While there was no official event to mark the occasion, the singer and global superstar was shown leaving his base in live broadcast by Korean media. He was also spotted hugging his fellow soldiers goodbye and shedding some tears. His fellow BTS members were also present to celebrate Jin's release from mandatory service. Jin ended his conscription just in the time for BTS 11th anniversary on June 13. According to previous announcement by Big Hit Music, Jin will be leading Festa celebration with an in-person event with ARMYs. Festa, which falls on June 13 every year, is known to be a festival lasting anywhere between 1 to 2 weeks, filled with events dedicated to the loyal fans, the ARMYs. Pulang Araw is almost here, and the anticipation is an all-time high. GMA News Online was among those who visited the cast and crew on set in Sampaloc, Manila, and was able to catch up with the lead cast, Barbie Forteza, Sanya Lopez, David Licauco, and Alden Richard. As the series promised to be a telling of Philippine War stories, we asked the stars about their favorite parts, about playing their characters and being on set. I think yung dresses ko, Barbie said with a laugh. Lagi kong sinasabi sa stylist ko, gustong gusto ko yung mga dress ni Adelina. Very Barbie. Then siya talaga. The Kapuso Primetime Princess added that aside from that, she enjoys bonding with the cast and crew on set, especially with series director Dominic Zapata. Since he's the captain of the ship, siya yung talagang nagtitimpla ng buong mood sa set. So given na ang mabigat yung storya namin, he keeps things light of calm, which is good and helpful for us all. For the sports, UConn coach Dan Harley turns down Lakers. UConn head coach Dan Harley turned down the Los Angeles Lakers to remain in stores, multiple outlets reported Monday. Harley, 51, spurned a reported 6 years, $70 million offer from the Lakers that would have made him one of the 6 highest paid coaches in the league. Harley met with the Lakers late last week and told ESPN that General Manager Rob Pelinka and owner Jenny Buss had made a compelling case. Harley instead will pursue a third straight national championship as the coach of the Huskies. I am humbled by this entire experience, Harley said in a statement on UConn's Twitter X page Monday. At the end of the day, I am extremely proud of the championship culture at Connecticut. We met a team before today's workout and our focus right now is getting better in summer and connecting as team as we continue to pursue championship. The Lakers fired Darvin Ham on May 3 after just 2 seasons. CC Rondina apologizes after SB19 comments. Alas Pilipinas player CC Rondina has issued an apology after her comments about SB19 received backlash from fans of the group. The volleyball ace took the Instagram in a live video to explain her comments at an Independence Day program in South Korea on Sunday, where she said she wasn't familiar with the P-pop group while on the stage. We were asked what we are most anticipating during the Independence Day program here in Korea. SB19 was there. Personally, I really didn't know who they are. Here, her comments saying she didn't know the group sparked and feud online between SB19 fans, Atin, some of whom were critical of the athlete and supporters of the Philippine volleyball. Featured stories. A woman should cast off the shame together with her clothes. A new book tells the history of the ancient world through women. Her author Daisy Dawn explores that they had to say about their own sexuality, flying in the face of misogynist male stereotypes. According to the Simonides of Amorgos, a male poet working in Greece in the 17th century BC, there are 10 main kinds of women. There are women who are like pigs because they prefer eating to cleaning. Women who resemble foxes as they were peculiarly observant. Donkey women who are sexually promiscuous. Dog women marked for their disobedience. There are stormy sea women, greedy earth women, thieving weasel woman, lazy horse women, unattractive ape woman, and the one good kind, hard-working bee woman. Of all the women described in this list, which pulsates with the misogyny of the time, those who called sexually promiscuous donkey women are perhaps the most mysterious. Floating bamboo houses keeps the indigenous tribes. Agusan Marsh and Wildlife Sanctuary. The Agusan Marsh is considered as one of the ecologically significant ecosystems in the Philippines. It harbors unique and pristine habitats to rare and endangered soft-shelled freshwater turtle, freshwater crocodile, oriental darter, purple heron, and other species. It is also home to diversified flora that includes 112 species of trees, vines, lianas and epiphytes, grasses, ground ferns, and herbaceous plants. Its faunal diversity includes 132 species of birds, 14 species of freshwater fish, 21 species of amphibians, 39 species of reptiles, 14 species of mammals, and 65 species of butterflies. For the side stories, Let's watch this. And for the trivia, Lake Leonard is a small freshwater crater lake in Mount Leonard, also known as Leonard Niasif, and andesitic to dacitic stratovolcano complex in the Leonard Mountain Range, which is located 60 kilometers 37 miles northwest of Davao City in the province of Davao de Oro in the Philippines. That's all our news for today. Please like, share, subscribe, and click the bell button for you to be updated of the Pinoy Rab News Channel updates. This is Gilbert Lopez Martí Cacho. Good morning.